Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Rob, and I am back once again with another response video to Chucky doll. The last response video I did to him was a topic that I thought was very interesting. You know, movies that I was surprised by. I wasn't really looking forward to them, but when I actually saw the movie, I really liked it. Now, this topic is going to be completely opposite of that. This is going to be movies that I was excited for, but ended up not liking them, or just saying they sucked. Some of these were actually just movies that I just didn't really care for or even hated. There's kind of a mix there. So I actually have a pretty good stack here to go over, and that's what I want to do in this video. So yeah, another response to Chucky doll. Go subscribe to him. This is a very interesting topic. There are two films that I do not have out here because I couldn't find them. But I'll just mention those at the end, I guess. Alright, so, yes, movies that I was really excited for and I ended up not liking them. First up is Resident Evil. I was super excited for this because I am a huge Resident Evil fan. Those of you guys who know me know that I love Resident Evil. I love all the games, and when I heard they were making this, a live-action Resident Evil movie, I was there day one. I went to go see it with my cousin Dan, and I didn't even know what the hell I was watching. This movie could have been way better. They didn't use any of the characters from the game, especially the first game, and I was really disappointed. I'm like, there's so much potential there to work with these characters. And it doesn't have to be the same as the game. I'm not saying that. I'm saying take these characters that were established in the game and kind of go from there. Kind of, you know, create your own kind of character based on that character. That's what I was thinking that they were going to do. But the focus is on Milla Jovovich, and I'm not saying she's a bad actress or anything. I had no interest in her character. Michelle Rodriguez is in this, and again, who cares? Like, honestly. The movie did have some cool parts, like the hallway scene where the lasers come and basically cut through people, cut people in half, cut their fingers off, and that was probably the coolest scene in this movie. And the zombies actually were pretty good too. But again, this did not feel like a Resident Evil movie, at least to me. Marilyn Manson, you know, he did the soundtrack and stuff. He did some really, really good themes. I was really happy with those. But this movie was very, very disappointing for me. But when it comes to the Resident Evil movies, this is the one that I could probably watch. And this and the third one. Other than that, whatever. Alright, next up is Paranormal Activity 2. Now, if you guys remember, the very first Paranormal Activity was a big deal. It was a big deal. There was a lot of hype around it. It was quoted as like one of the scariest movies. It would always show like people's reactions in the theater, how they'd be like, oh my god. That wasn't me. Like, I wasn't giving in to all that hype, but I did think that the first Paranormal Activity movie was really well done. I did like it. To be honest, I thought it should have been its own movie. But you got a strain of sequels. And to me, this movie just sucked. It's basically like the first one. They just have more cameras. And they have a dog barking. This one was just boring. It was just, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. A lot of people will say they like the third one. The third one, I can watch the third one because there is at least a story there. There was no story with this at all. I just felt like they tried to do the same things they did in the first movie, just with more stuff. So, yeah. And like I said, I was excited for it because I did like the first movie. Alright, so this one is a doozy because I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, and when I heard they were doing a fourth movie, I'm like, hell yes. This is going to be awesome. I remember going with my dad and my cousin Dan to go see this movie for the first time. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. There are people who like this movie, and that's fine. If you like this movie, that is awesome. I am not, bashing you. I am not, saying you're wrong for liking it. That is awesome. I, however, hate this movie. I do not like it at all. I don't like the whole interdimensional beings, which technically are alien beings, because the alien at the end is an alien. He looks like an alien, a CGI alien. There's so much CG in this movie that if you try to compare it to the other three, it's like, what the hell am I watching? What are they doing? Like, honestly, like, George Lucas is the one who wanted to do the interdimensional beings, and Spielberg did not want to do that. He just gave in. This movie was a mess. The fact that they reintroduced Marion, like, around the third act of the movie, like, what? She's been gone and then she just pops up, and people are mad that Doomsday was shoved into Batman v Superman? Why aren't people mad about that? Shia LaBeouf, I didn't mind Shia LaBeouf, I just didn't like a lot of the scenes that he was in, like the monkey scene. That was just stupid. It was stupid. You don't ever see that in an Indiana Jones film. Come on now. Indiana Jones is about adventure, and it is far-fetched. But this was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. The movie's bad. That's just it. It sucks. Now this one I can't really say that I was excited for, because I know that's the topic of this video. What I will say is that I want to say I was interested. I was kind of wanting to see what they were going to do. The Pet Sematary remake. I am a huge fan of the original, directed by Mary Lambert. And I even like the second one. This one, I was like, okay, the trailer shows some of the same things that the original had, but some new things. This movie sucked. I'm just being honest. This movie did nothing for me. The only thing that I thought was actually interesting was the actual so-called demon that they talked about at the Micmac burial grounds, or the actual burial grounds. They actually talk about it a little bit, and I thought that was more interesting than, it was something new. They didn't do that in the original. But I don't like the whole story, how they switched up the kids. I thought that was a mistake. I really didn't feel anything towards that. So, yeah, this movie shouldn't have been made. Here's one that I was really excited for because I really did like the remake. And, of course, this is Chapter 2, and it is It Chapter 2. I thought this one was very disappointing. I like the casting of the adults. I preferred the kids. And I didn't like the situations like the CGI, like what was that? The Ben, or what is that? Paul Bunyan statue or whatever that was. And it at the end, this movie was just way too long. Like the ending it's like they stretched the third act out. It was way too long. I do prefer, I can't believe I'm saying this, I prefer the spider in the miniseries compared to the big-headed clown with spider-like legs. And then he turns into a baby, and then they basically rip his heart out. I don't know. It's just ridiculous. To me, this proves that the original miniseries is better. I don't know. That's just me, Blair Witch, I was excited because the original Blair Witch is one of my favorite movies, horror movies. And when I saw that they were doing this, I'm like, wow, this is going to be awesome, a follow-up. But it turned out to be a big pile of crap. The only good thing about this movie is the last 10-15 minutes. That's it. They show the witch. Stupid. Here's a follow-up to one of my favorite horror movies, I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, which is a sequel to the original I Spit on Your Grave. Because you even got, what's her name, that comes back, Camille Keaton, who plays Jennifer Hills. in the 1978 one. But this movie is garbage. It is, for one thing, it's way too long for what they're trying to do, and these characters are just crazy and over the top more than they should be. Talking about flowers and being a florist in New York and just stupid situations. Jennifer Hills has these people at gunpoint and she ends up not killing them. It's what? That's not the Jennifer Hills I know. This movie was garbage, and it was by the same director. What? After I saw the first Jurassic Park movie, I was really excited to see a sequel. And we have The Lost World. I did not like this film. I thought it was boring. Coming off the first movie, it's just like, what a letdown. Like, honestly. Jeff Goldblum was fine. Although, I will say, I felt like his character was different. Dr. Malcolm. I felt like he was a different Dr. Malcolm than he was in the first movie. I felt like in this movie he was playing Jeff Goldblum. Some of the situations were pretty cool, like the two Tyrannosaurus Rex that show up at night. But I didn't care like for his backstory. Like Dr. Malcolm has a daughter. Like I didn't care for that whole thing. She knows gymnastics and she does this gymnast move where she kicks a raptor through the wall. And then the whole ending where the T-Rex gets loose on land, and it just reminds me of Godzilla. I don't know. I think this movie is just not that good. I actually prefer Jurassic Park 3. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I prefer Jurassic Park 3 over that one. Here's one I was looking I was looking forward to this movie so much, and that is Spider-Man 3. Because I loved the first two, especially the second one. The second one's my favorite Spider-Man. Spider-Man 3 was a huge disappointment. There were too many characters, for one thing. They should have just focused on the Sandman. The Sandman, played by Thomas Hayden Church, was really, really good. I really like his backstory with his sick daughter. That whole thing was awesome. But introducing Venom in there, Topher Grace's Venom, what? What are you doing? Sam Raimi wanted to have an equal to Tobey Maguire. Well, you did it, but you ruined Venom. That's not how Venom is. You get Sandman right. I mean, hell, even Sandman was wearing the green shirt that Sandman wears. Thomas Hayden Church was wearing the green shirt. So you get Sandman right, but you can't get Venom right. You change Venom? That makes no sense. Spider-Man 3 was dumb. It was just stupid. Too much shit going on in that movie. Too much. Suicide Squad. I do not like this movie. I think it sucks. Prior to this, I enjoyed every single DC movie. So, naturally, I was excited for it. But I did not like Jared Leto's Joker. I didn't care for any of the characters except for Will Smith's Deadshot. I think Deadshot was probably the best character. I wish they would have done more with him. I did like Captain Boomerang. But yeah, this movie it sucked. Now here's a couple of films that I was very, looking really forward to because of the first movie I love so much, Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3. Iron Man 2 is just kind of a weak film. I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie. I was just kind of disappointed. Iron Man 3, I think, sucks. I think this movie is terrible. To me, this is not an Iron Man movie. They kind of went dark. It had like a darker tone. It has the extremist storyline, which I think it's fine, but it's not the best thing they could have done. Is directed by Shane Black. I did not like Guy Pearce in this movie. Kind of reminded me of Batman Forever in the beginning. Here's one that really, really disappointed me. Dumb and Dumber 2. Dumb and Dumber is probably one of my favorite comedies of all time. I went to see this with some excitement, and it was bland. It was terrible. The jokes were not funny except for maybe a chosen few. I felt like they were both rusty. I mean, they waited this long to do a sequel. Like, what? yeah, this movie, I just feel so bad watching these guys trying to be funny, and they're just not. It's nothing compared to the first movie. Expendables 3, a movie I was looking forward to because I did enjoy the second Expendables. My favorite is the first one, but I do really like the second one. This one has even more guys in it. I mean, you have, Wesley Snipes, who comes back to act. Harrison Ford, Mel Gibson. I mean, all these great action heroes together in one movie. But that whole middle part of the movie where Stallone basically says, okay, leave my old team, I'm getting this new group of young blood kids who I don't even care about. And the whole middle part of the movie, of course, they get captured and that's it. Then he gets the old team to come and rescue him. The end of the movie is pretty entertaining, but this, come on now. They could have done better than this, honestly. The Final Destination. I'm a huge fan of the Final Destination movies. Hell, I even like Part 3. I thought Part 3 was excellent. So naturally, I was looking forward to a fourth Final Destination movie. When I saw this, I'm like, what is this? The accident scene is dumb. The CGI is terrible. The worst CGI I have ever seen in a Final Destination film. Compared to the others. It's so bad. Didn't care about the characters. The fact that they call it The Final Destination, meaning that it's supposed to be like the last one, is really dumb now, because now they have Final Destination 5. It's like... Here we have Terminator Genisys. Coming off of Terminator Salvation, I was really excited to see Arnold come back and play the Terminator. This movie was just another letdown for me. I mean, you have John Connor playing this T1 million or whatever, this robot that can disappear like he has Transformium from Transformers, and the super powerful being John Connor gets turned into Skynet. It's you have old man Arnold. I did not like this at all. They basically rewrite the history. They rewrite like Terminator 1 and 2. Like the T-1000 is a different person. Such a screwed up movie. I'd rather watch Salvation. I don't think Salvation's actually that bad. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Let me tell you, the first Mortal Kombat movie, I was so excited to see it in the theaters. I remember seeing it when I was younger, begging my dad. Then I saw they were making a sequel to Mortal Kombat, and I could not wait. Well, I go in the theater and start to watch it, and it seems like some of the cast have changed, and yeah, Sonya all of a sudden has shorter hair, and she looks different. Johnny Cage ends up dying. Raiden is played by a different person. Bad CGI. The effects look even worse than the first Mortal Kombat. Too many characters. So many characters, in fact, that they start killing these characters off one by one in stupid situations. The movie's stupid. I mean, I could watch it just to laugh at it. As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world. You know, whatever. Alright, so really fast, unpopular opinion, The Dark Knight Rises. I thought this movie was a mess. I was looking forward to it after The Dark Knight. I didn't like Bane. I didn't like his voice. He sounded like an old grandpa Sean Connery. And some of the fight scenes were good, but Batman fighting in the daylight is just wrong. This movie's a mess. It is a mess. I can't sit here all day and rant about it. The last one is Power Rangers the movie. When I was younger, I'm like, you know, I was excited for this movie because I love the show. I was a huge fan of the show, but when I saw the movie, I'm like, why are the costumes like this? Like, how come they're not fighting in their costumes? They hardly ever fight in their costumes at all. They end up on that planet, they go for these new costumes, the ninjutsu costumes, and we don't get to see their costumes at all, really. It's a disappointment. And Lord Zed, he's not in the movie at all, hardly, and I love Lord Zed, but you get Ivan Ooze. It's like, ugh. I don't know. It might just be a little nitpick with this film, but I remember when I first saw it, I just wasn't happy with what they were doing. A couple more that aren't on here really quick is Independence Day 2 and The Last Jedi. I hate both of those films. Hate them with a passion. hate them.